Hey guys, Joe here. So in this video, I want to talk about a mastermind group I am putting together and why I'm doing it, when it's going to start, the cost, and all that kind of stuff. So this is something I've been wanting to do for a while now, but in a different capacity. Back for a few years now with creating the content on this, this YouTube channel. The goal was to help coach other companies. But for whatever reason, I just didn't feel like right doing it. I don't know why. But anyway, with this, the new supply company that we had just started, I'm constantly, talking to contractors about like their business and, the struggles and things like that. And most of the time, the things that they're going through, it's an easy fix, right? And, I'll say, look, in order to fix this problem, you just do this, this, and this, right? And the problem is that 99% of the time, like they'll come in like a week or two later. I'm like, hey, did you do this, right? And the answer almost every single time is no, right? Or if they do it and I say like, look, you got to do this like every week. After like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, after I see them again, it's like, hey, are you still doing this? And the answer is no, right? And so not that I care about, more or less wasting my time talking to these contractors, even though like a lot of times I'll say like, when I tell them, it's like, I know I'm wasting my time because I'm like, you're just not going to do it. Right. And like before I would just get upset and I'm like, why bother? Like, why are you wasting my time? Like, why even ask the question if you're not going to do what I ask? Right. But I think it comes down to, just people in general, right? And I'm equating it to working out, right? Or getting in shape. So if we want to get in shape and be healthier and stuff like that, we know we need to work out. We know we need to eat better, right? But the thing is, even though we know we need to do it, we don't, right? And why is that? I think it's because we don't have any kind of accountability, right? So unless there's like a workout partner, like, so if you say to your buddy, it's like, hey, I want to start going to the gym, will you go with me? And basically you got to make sure I go and I'll make sure that you go, right? So that way on the days you don't feel like going, but your friend's like, all right, we're going, like you're just going to go anyway because you don't want to disappoint them, right? Same as like, people that should eat healthier, which is most of us, right? Is that unless they go to a doctor and like the doctor says like you're gonna die if you don't change what you're doing, you're probably not going to change what you're doing, right? Because you don't have that accountability of like, at that point it's like that's the door is literally your accountability, right? So that's why I want to do this mastermind. So number one is it's going to be a great way, and this mastermind will be for up to 10 people, so it'll be myself and 10 other people. And basically the goal is for the entire group to hold every member accountable to doing the things that need to be done so that way they can have the successful business, make more money, work less hours, and all that kind of good stuff, right? The other thing that's going to be really helpful with the mastermind group is that because now there's going to be up to 11 people in the group, we're going to be able to leverage the experience and the knowledge of 11 people compared to just one or two, right? And because most of the time each area of the business, it's pretty much the same crap needs to be done, right? But what ends up happening most of the time is that someone will figure out a better way to do something, whether that's for the social media advertising or for the marketing, for the sales, whatever it happens to be. Well, now we can leverage those talents, let's just say for sales, like closing percent. We were absolutely horrible at it. I was really good at bringing in leads. We had thousands of leads coming in every year. Like I knew how to get leads. But I was doing all the wrong things when it came to sales. And because of that, we were only closing at 7 and 8%. So that means we had to talk to 12 to 13 people or 14 people in order to book a job. But we were still able to do multi-million dollars in revenue because I knew how to get the leads, right? But if I would have worked with someone else and was like, hey, I'm going through this problem, and I can't really sell, and they're like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm doing this, this, and this. And they're like, well, don't do that, like just do this. And if I would have done like leverage the experience and knowledge of other people, honestly, I probably would have built the previous fence company that we had since sold probably into like $8 to $10 million a year pretty damn quickly, which is pretty crazy to say, right? And it's kind of sickening when I start looking at like all the money that was left on the table. But it is what it is. So that's the other part of it, right? What's going to happen in these meetings? How often are they? All that kind of stuff. So basically, this is all going to start in January, right? So we're going to meet every single week. It's either going to be after work or a day on the weekend, right? Like early morning on the weekend. The reason for that is because like everyone has lives. We got to like things that need to be done, business to run, that kind of stuff, right? So this will be something that's probably more towards like 6 o'clock at night, 6 to 8, somewhere around there, 6 to 9 at the latest, during the week, or it's going to be something where we meet at like 7 o'clock in the morning and then it's till like 9, 10 o'clock, something like that. So it is 2 to 3 hours, somewhere around there. What's going to happen is the first meeting, it's all going to be about setting the goals and targets for the year and what needs to happen to actually accomplish those things, right? And then, so every week after that, when we're meeting, we're going to be discussing different areas of the business, but also we're going to basically hold each other accountable to make sure we're doing our homework. Because after each meeting, it's like, hey, you got to do this, this, and this, for whatever topic that we're talking about, as well as in order to hit your goals, those things that need to happen, right? So every week we're basically going to go through and show our homework. Did we do our stuff or did we not, right? And the goal is so that we can all hold ourselves accountable to making sure the shit actually gets done, right? The other part of the meeting, as far as what we're covering, like I said, different areas of the business, sales, marketing, social media, automation, stuff like that. And then, which is going to be helpful for any range of business owners. So whether you're looking to just go from, and I said just, but, build your business up to, wherever you're at, to like $500,000 a year, $1 million a year, $2 million a year, somewhere around there. We can help with that. Now, if you're looking to grow, if you're already in that range and it's like, look, I really want to get to like, 5 million, 10, $1 million a year, whatever, we can help you with that as well. Because at the end of the day, it's just all about consistent actions done over a long enough period of time to get whatever results that you want, right? So we have that. Also, part of the meeting is basically where if you're going through some kind of problem, you just don't know how to solve it, we're going to have these more or less like a think tank, right? So, you'll have someone will state the problem. Basically, we'll have like 10 minutes, either in groups or like in one big group, or we'll separate into groups. And it's like, hey, this is what we, thought of. Because chances are, if you're going through some kind of issue, more than likely someone's already been through that and has already been able to solve that, right? Or at least they'll come from it, try to attack the problem with a different mindset. So things that you may have never thought of, they're going to think of for you, right? Because basically you can either try to figure out everything on your own, or you can help, get help from like 10 other people, and the chances of your success are just going to drastically improve, right? So that's really about it for the program. As far as the cost, so I'm like, honestly, I have to make it expensive enough that you guys have enough, skin in the game, so you're actually going to show up, you're actually going to do the work, things like that. The cost is going to be $500 a month for the 6 months, so it is a $3,000 commitment. So in my opinion, it's really not that much, but I understand it's not super cheap either, right? So other questions. So number one, do you have to be there for every meeting? It would be super helpful. Like, it just would. The more that often that you can show up, whether it's in person or via Zoom, the better it's going to be for you. Me personally, I feel like it's going to end up being better in person, because there's going to be things that we're going to be doing that can only be done in person, and you're just not going to get the full effect of it if you're on like Zoom, right? So segue into that, yes, this is going to be recorded through Zoom as well, and it is going to be recorded. So that way, if you couldn't make it for whatever reason, or like just say you were the one that was discussing your problems and you wanted to listen back about the feedback or the solutions that the other people had, you're able to listen to that later on as well, or re-listen to it, right? So we have that. Now, for me, I'm not trying to do this to make a shit ton of money. Like, that's just not my goal. My goal is basically to help you guys as much as I can, for a few reasons. Number one, the more of an impact that I can make on someone else's life, the better I personally feel about myself. That's number one. Number two is, and it's been my philosophy with this supply company, is the more that I can help you grow, the more you're going to help me grow. right? So if you're selling more fence or decks or railings, I'm going to sell more fence, decks, and railings. It's just the way it is, right? But again, like I've been down this road so many times of offering advice and not seeing it being applied and done, and seeing people stuck in the same exact place as they were, you know, when I last talked to them, or even months and years down the line. It's just like it drives me crazy. Like it really does. But I understand, because there's a ton of things that I should be doing or should not be doing on a daily basis that I just don't, because I'm not being held accountable, right? That being said, the $500 a month, basically what's going to happen is 50% of that, so half of it, is going to a charity every single month. So basically the group's going to decide where the money's going to go to. So if 10 people end up signing up, $250 a month, so that's going to be $2,500 every single month that's going to be donated to a charity. And you know, after 6 months, that's $15,000, which is pretty damn good. So that I'm excited about, right? What else? If you're on the fence, basically a few things. Number one is this is only open to 10 people. Number two, it's only available for every 6 months. So that's the goal, is basically I'll do a program from January through June, and then another one from July to December. So if you don't catch it now, you're gonna end up catching it, you know, in July, right? And the problems with that is there's some things that need to be done. Like if you're in a shitty situation like right now, because you weren't doing the things you should have been doing throughout the entire year, well, it makes sense to join in January, so that way you can have the entire year to make sure you're not going through this crap again, right? Whereas if you start in July, then are you going to see an improvement? Yeah. Are you going to like completely get away from all the issues that you're in? Maybe, maybe not. But you know, chances are much higher in, you know, starting in January, right? Can you join the program multiple times? Sure, why not? Now, as these things go on, like things are going to evolve and change and stuff like that. But at this point, I think it's important just to get going in the, you know, the general direction, instead of trying to figure out every single detail and figure everything out, because that's not who I am and that's not what I do. I normally just have an idea. I think, okay, is this going to work, or you know, higher likelihood of working? And if I do, like, I'm just running with it, right? Why else should you join? So in and what kind of guarantees can I offer? Number one, I really can't guarantee anything, but I do feel personally that you will at least make 10 times the investment back, right? So, and I don't mean sales, I mean like a bottom line in your pocket, right? So again, the investment for 6 months is $3,000. I cannot see any reason why you would not profit at least an extra $30,000 in the, you know, within 2024, based on everything that we do. Because I guarantee there's gonna be more consistent work done on your business this year in the 6 months that we're working together than you've probably ever done in the past. And it's all down to accountability. So again, I'm not doing this to, you know, be rich. My main business is my supply company, but my job within this company is helping people around me as much as I possibly can. That's whether it's my own team, whether it's helping the contractors that are buying from me, or people that are reaching out to me in general. My job, I personally feel, is that my mission in life is that I should be helping others around me as much as I possibly can, and make as much of an impact as I possibly can. So that's all. If you're interested, let me know. This really, again, is really for people that are local to me. I'm in Woodbury, New Jersey, 08097, so you can look that up. So I would say people within like an hour or so that way you can actually get here. Again, you can do the things via Zoom, but there's going to be stuff that we are doing through mindset and health and stuff like that really need to be done in person, right? And so I should have touched on as well. So obviously we're here to fix your business, but the other thing that I have to help fix is your mindset and your health, right? So this is going to be unorthodox for a lot of people that are not into the health space, right? And I don't mean just going to the gym and stuff like that, but I mean like the use of between nutrition and the vitamins and red light therapy and some other stuff that I got planned, which is gonna be pretty damn cool. So I'm pretty damn excited. I know it's going to make a big impact. I wish I had something like this. And honestly, I'm looking forward to it because I think it's going to help my company grow just as much as it will for your company as well. Because again, I'm gonna, obviously I'll be the main one, running the group and basically holding people together. But I'm not. It's not saying that I'm the leader of the group by any means. It's just I'm the one that's keeping everyone together, making sure we show up. It's kind of like, for holidays and stuff like that, like you have that one person in your family that really, everyone comes together just because of that one person. So I'm here to facilitate, these meetings and make them the most effective and bring in my, I feel like my unique skill set and knowledge and experience to the contractors. So if you're interested, let me know. Again, it's going to start in January. I basically have a month to start, keep on talking about this. Right now, there's 1 or 2 people that already said they're interested. I sent an email the other day. I wanted to do this video for people that didn't want to actually, read a long ass email. So if you need anything else, let me know. If you're not part of my email list, I would definitely get subscribed. There's some stuff obviously for the supply side, like, hey, we're doing, like, we have our free lunch, we're doing this, or we have this sale going on, or this new product's coming out. But there is a lot of stuff of like, hey, if you're having this issue within your business, do this. Like I just sent an email yesterday. It's like, hey, it's not even our customer, but like, hey, this person is, needs help with subcontractors, like who's available for work. So if you need work, if you need helpers, like I can connect you as well. So anyway, hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will talk to you soon.